All right, Shalom, Yashala, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, much salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be like the Most High will, to all the, contrite spirits of brothers, sisters, children that returning back to the Most High blessings. Just a real quick video, because this proves not only this, but many other factors prove that we're the Israelites. This is Ariana Mayamoto. Mayamoto, I think I'm saying it right. And she's Miss Universe Japan. And she had, issues over there in Japan with racism, and they told her she's not Japanese enough. They told her to go back to America. And she's a pretty woman, and you could see the Japanese. I mean, when you mention it, you could see the Japanese in her. She could have passed as Latin too, or she just could have passed as so-called black. There are Afro-German, Afro-Japanese, Afro-Chinese. Where Israel is scattered all across the world, man, four corners of the earth, and there's a lot of Jakes. Now, her father, I'm going to show a picture of her father and mother. Her father is, so-called black, and her mother is Japanese. And there's a lot of that with Jake. I mean, especially in the military, Here's a mockery right here. And they got Mr. Popo. I might look him up later and do a future video, because I've seen that depiction before, but I never looked into it. But the Most High said will be bywords scattered across, and this was another one too. Half Japanese in Japan, same thing. Her father's black, her mother's Japanese. So, and you can, if you just type in black Japanese, it's a lot of people. Our people with parents so-called black and Japanese. Let me, all right, Mayamoto. This is her parents right here. And we always said, I think this is another picture, they're older. We always said that the father lays the seed, and that's the truth. And they said she's not Japanese enough. And I think this might be her brother. But in any case, she would be considered a so-called black woman, because her father is so-called black. And, there's a history with Blasians. And if you don't know about the nations, Japan is how you say it in Hebrew. They're people, and along with Chinese, and they're the children of Lot, Moab and Ammon. And like I said, the original Chinese did not look like the Chinese today. They more like had more melanin, more closer to Negro features. But of course, here's another picture with a hits out at racial abuse. This when she was young. But many cases like that, man. And this is them. What is this? Blackface. I think that's blackface. I don't know. But yeah. Many cases like this, and I think they showed it in a movie too. I forget what that movie was, but he tried to hide his so-called half Japanese daughter. Well, the mother actually tried to cover it up, being living in Japan because she slept with so-called black men in the military and had a baby, and she didn't want people to know that that her daughter was half black, but the features will come out. Just like look at her hair, and it's kinky, whatever you call it, and you can see in this picture, even in her model pictures, her hair's laid down. She's not wearing kinky hair as a child because that's the only way she could have probably won Miss America. I mean, Miss, it's like it, Miss Universe Japan. They got they got a problem with our hair, our nose, our features, and they got the nerve because, they're the heathens. These nations are the heathens. I think this is a woman that was in the beauty pageant that was running against her. The children a lot, but long story short, Lot's daughters got him drunk and had intercourse with him. Therefore came Moab and Ammon. And even it says in the scriptures, Moab and Ammon shall become as like Sodom. And if you look at Japan, they got a city filled with obelisks. Not obelisks, but yeah, I think it's obelisks. But there is, they got like erectile penises in the street, displaying that as shrines, statues, just in the open, man. So that's a true scripture, and I think this is her husband. She married a so-called black man because her mother did. I mean, but she's a Jake. At the end of the day, there's another picture of her and her mother, and her mother might be. I mean, she looks, but you never know. Her mother might be a Jake, but anyway, it's according to the spirit. But here's Japan in Hebrew, Japan. Just a just a quick mentioning. But proverb, I looked at proverb. It says byword reproach, object of scorn. Homily speech. And another, I looked it up in the blue letter, proverb, parable, similar to Mashal. Looks like I gotta get up on my Syrian Hebrew, but let me get that go actually a byword, and then I'll go down to the. Let me see.
Shenina.
Shenina. That looks like Shana Yana. Shana Yana. Go down. taunt. Another mention was a word that's used often. Let me find it in here. Often repeated colloquially, especially in well-known truth or common fact, stemming by the experience of observation. Yeah, it comes. You're, you know, you're being observed. You're a common saying. You know, the N word, nigga. You know, even Edomites want to use the word nigga. There's some Edomites call themselves niggas. They might be Jake. I'm saying this is the most taboo byword in history. The so-called Jews that are not Jews, synagogue of Satan, they don't have a byword on that level. And they don't deal with these problems worldwide on this level. So she's all the way in Japan and having problems. And they saying she's not Japanese enough. Basically a byword, like she's a nigga. And let me get the curses, man. It says, and that's another word, astonishment. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations. Among all nations, she could have been in East India, and she would have been. It would have been the same thing. She would have been. They're not. She's not East Indian enough. You know. And all these devil nations believe that they still somewhat believe that we're Africans. They're finding out, but you know, the Africans probably wouldn't have told her. You know, she's not if she had it would have been a different story if she had an African father, you know, and it would have been something off with her spirit. Even going amongst Jake being a real African, if she was a real African. So it's according to the spirit. Um, it says, among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee. So if you read the curses 28, Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on down, and that's how it starts. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, who is our power, Yahweh, who is his son, Yahweh Shai. What are the commandments that's written in the scriptures? To do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Same thing if she was among Koreans, which, you know, that's all Moab, and you know. But I'm just saying, we are byword among all these nations. And don't let her have an afro. Don't let her go to the beauty. They would have been like appalled. They would have been like, oh, stop this. Stop this foolishness. She had to straighten her hair to appease the masses because of the curses, man. And it ain't not having kinky. That's not a curse. It's the curses of these other nations taunting us. You know, because what what has been told about us, what it lied about us. You know, and so-called white man is the only one that really called us Africans on that level. You know, these other nations, they be like black, black, black. Or they use the byword nigga. But they don't, you know, use the word African when it comes to describing us. That's the so-called white man to fool us, to make us believe that we're heathens. And there's some other scriptures that about the byword too. Let's see. Like I said, these rats and the Edomites, so-called white people, they don't experience this. They're not the children of God. It says Job 39. Let me go scripture before I'll start to close out, because I want to do some other videos. They Job 30:8, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were valid in the earth, talking about this so-called white man, the caveman. And it talks about in Job, they dwelt in the clefts of the rock. And now I am their song, yea, I am their byword. You know, when we pass it, like, hey, nigga, 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 nigga. They got a song called Nigga, Nigga, Nigga. Look it up. All the blackface caricatures, I guess you could call it. That's mockery, and that's the minstrel show, like this, you know. The rest don't go through this shit, man. And they even have it in cartoons, man. Bugs Bunny, blackface. Mickey Mouse, he used to be black. Then they got the watermelon eating and all that. Elmer the Fudge, he used to be black before he was a white dude. And you know how Goofy, the rabbit, was always taunting him, you know? And I think, yeah, right here. So they lied. See, you know, it's a lie. Look, Elmer Fudge. And the rabbit was smarter than him. And the rabbit would hit him, kick him, and, you know. But they had to change the narrative so they could deceive the masses. So, you know, because they said, well, let's make money off these niggas. You know, we got the machinery industrial age to where we're doing fine, take them out of the cotton field and put them on these jobs as labor jobs. So they had to remake a lot of this stuff to hide the real racism in this land that had to do with bloodshed and murder. So that's why these devils are going to pay for this shit, man. And that's why these devils cannot prove that they're the Israelites. That's why these devils, the top devils, which are these elite, these so-called Jews, they go by the Talmud. Because they really don't believe in the scriptures, man. But, you know, as pretty as she is, and, you know, this is what they're calling her. If she wore her hair like this when she was a child, the kinky hair, this is what they call it. This is what they picture. So the Most High is going to get rid of these devils, and they going into slavery. Straight up, man. Straight up, man. This is America right here, man. Pretty much. In all facets of everything. The Nazis is Americans. I mean, they the same thing as American. They got branches of their power system to, you know, to express the hate that they have for Negroes. And one of the, Ku Klux Klan, Nazis, the skinheads, us all them. That's all them, man. They the same people, Edomites, you know. So will this ever not? This won't ever stop until we get out of here. To the Most High, take these devils down, man. Because that's if you Negroes don't believe that that's hatred, then you got a damn problem, man. And that they still hate us, you got a damn problem, man. Shit, Negroes talking about Clinton. He's a black dude. He's so cool. He played the sax. He smoked weed and gives a little hair from Monica Lewinsky. And they fucking, both of them, they asses dressed up in blackface, man. Yeah, they got Hillary Clinton in blackface. And you got niggas, dumbass, coon-ass niggas voting and shit. All these devils, man. Even Kamala Harris, she's a damn demon. She probably dressed up in blackface too. And no matter what you devils do, you politicians, the Kamala Harris, Trump, Most High is gonna judge your ass. We don't give a fuck what you say, man. That's what the Most High say. That's Hillary Clinton right there. Yeah. And you going into slavery, man. So says the Bible. So says the Most High, man. So says the scriptures. And they think it's a game. They think it's funny. She was young once and hated niggas. And probably at the same time like to get effed by niggas on some twisted ass shit. They got a love-hate relationship and they got a perversion issue with Jake, man. How you think buck breaking happened? Not how it happened, but if we so grotesque and we so, how could that come about? How could that happen? I ain't gonna get into that, man. But yeah, you shall be a byword among all the nations. This so-called white man, he's a different dude than us. He's a different nation than us. Negroes been living over here so long, you know. They think they really like friends with this dude, man, or he's friends with them. Yeah, you're not Japanese enough, man. And it's in many cases. It's not the only one. Many cases dealing with the male and the female of our people going through this. Anyway, hope it was edifying. Till next video, shalom.